Good day, viewers. My name is Miriam Baimo, and you are listening to USTV Africa. Today, we are going to be discussing on a very important topic, a very crucial topic that needs to be discussed or looked at. And the topic we are talking on is divorce and how it affects the family. In the society today or in the world today, many children are from broken homes or many parents are divorced. And then you begin to wonder what was the cause of their divorce or why are they divorced or what happened. Were these not the people that professed love to themselves? Some even got wedded in the church, some got wedded in the mosque, some went to court, and then later they are divorcing again. So you begin to wonder what has happened or what has caused their divorce. Now, what is the meaning of divorce? Divorce is the legal termination or dissolution of a marriage by court order. Divorce is when two married couples go to the courts and then get some papers signed because they feel they don't want to stay with each other again or they don't love each other anymore, and then they feel they are free to remarry the spouse, or they feel they are free to remarry any other person they want to marry. The causes of divorce are not far-fetched. The causes of divorce could range from when the family or when the couple has lost the love which was once in the marriage. So marriages are divorced today because what the couples felt for themselves is not the same way they used to feel now. They no longer feel the love, they no longer feel the spark in their marriage, they no longer feel what they used to feel before, they no longer feel happy and comfortable in their marriage. Also, it could be from abuse. In some families today, some couples, especially the wives, are being abused by their husbands. Some fathers have turned or some husbands have turned their wives to punching bags. They beat their wives at any slight provocation. They abuse them emotionally, psychologically, and physically. In fact, some of them, if care is not taken, they end up killing their wives as a result of their anger issues. And this has also led to divorce because some women are scared of, losing their lives because of a man that has turned them to a punching bag and then leaving their children behind to suffer in the hands of such a man. So some people divorce because they are falling in love with someone else or they have started gaining attention from an outsider. Especially some women today. Some women are in their husband's house and are already, in another relationship with another man outside the family or outside her husband. And then most times she feels that that man is the right one for her because he has started giving her attention, he has started taking care of her needs, he has started giving her all what she wants as a woman. And then the woman would want to divorce her husband and get married to the other man. Now, divorce is not actually a nice thing because majorly it affects children more than it affects the parents, because mostly children suffer from divorce much more than the parents suffer. For me, the parents have already lived their lives. Now it's now time for the children to live their lives, and now they are suffering from their parents' divorce. It affects a child both psychologically, emotionally, and socially. For example, a child that has seen how her father or his father abuses his mom or his mother would actually see men as his father as a violent man, or would actually want to feel that is the right way to correct a female, or that is the right way to correct somebody when the person is wrong. For example, if a child sees that any slightest provocation from the mother, his father beats her, he begins to feel that anytime that his own wife would misbehave, he would also take that way or would also learn from that way. And this has affected the psychological thinking of that child, because the child feels that anytime his wife misbehaves, he's supposed to beat her or raise his hands on her. Also, it affects the self-esteem of that child. For example, when a child is in school and the other children, his peer group, are talking about how their parents have lived happy life, how their parents take care of them, how their parents love themselves, that child feels so bad because he knows that at home it is not so, or in their house there is no peace among themselves. Sometimes he goes to sleep with tears in his eyes because his parents do not love themselves, and sometimes they do not care about what the child feels. They do not reason the child's feelings, or they do not care about the feelings of that child, but they continue to hurt the child through the way they insult themselves or they quarrel amongst themselves in the house. Also, divorce can also make a child to go into depression. Divorce makes a child to be depressed and makes a child begins to feel guilty or begins to feel that he or she was the cause of her parents' divorce. For example, when a child's parents are no longer together and the child is left with only one parent or is left to live with only one parent, he or she begins to feel that she is the cause of the parents' divorce, and then she begins to feel depressed because she lacks the love and care of a family or of both parents. The importance of both parents in the life of a child cannot be undermined, because a father has his role to play in the life of his child, and also a mother has a role to play in the life of her child. So the two not being together actually has an effect on the child, or it makes the child it makes the child feel depressed because he do not receive care from both parents. Even though some people feel that as a single mom they can handle their child or they can handle their children, sometimes it's not really easy because the child needs both parents to grow. The child needs both fatherly and motherly love. Also, divorce also makes a child to lose interest in social activities. For example, when a child is in school, he loses interest in social activities. He doesn't want to interact with his peers. He doesn't want to interact with his family because of the problem he or she is facing at home, or because of his parents' condition. He has distanced himself from the social gathering, or he has distanced himself from his peers because of what he's going through, or because of the trauma he's going through. Imagine a child of 10 years already experiencing how his father beats his mom always, father and mother no longer live together, or how his father and mother are now living in their separate ways or in their separate houses. Also, divorce can cause a child to become a nuisance, or it can cause a child to constitute a nuisance in the society. Some children today or some criminals today within the society are actually products of broken homes, even though not all of them are products of broken homes, but majority of them are products of broken homes, because sometimes they lack love and they lack care, they lack love, and this has made them to constitute nuisance in the society. Some of them are robbers, some of them are kidnappers, some of them, in fact, they have lost their conscience, and they have decided to, take into crime or criminality as a way of living. Sometimes they feel criminality helps them to ease their stress. The Islamic view on divorce, or the Quranic view on divorce, says that it is not good for a parent or for a father and a mother to divorce, especially when they have children, but rather they should settle amongst themselves peacefully, or they should settle their differences amicably instead of resorting to divorce. Divorce should only be an option when they are no longer able to settle themselves, or when the woman is beginning to suffer from abuse always, or when the woman is being abused by her husband, and this thing is not laudable, or is not laudable in the Quranic law. Also, in Christianity, in the book of Matthew, the Bible says that divorce is not right. So nobody, or no married couple should be divorced, because it is considered that anybody that marries a divorced man or woman is an adulterer or an adulteress, and anybody that is divorced is also committing adultery. So the only reason why a person should be divorced, according to the Bible, is when the person has become an adulteress, or is fornicating, is not faithful to his or her spouse. Also, I believe that in the African society, or in the African tradition, divorce is not right, or is not seen as a nice thing in the society, based on the cultural values and traditions which are upheld by Africans. and which is seen as, and Africans also uphold their traditions and see divorce as a wrong way to go, but rather they should settle their differences amongst themselves, and they should try to, bring up ways of settling differences instead of resulting to divorce. Now, the negative effect of divorce on a couple, the father might find it hard in remarrying again, or in marrying another wife, because especially an abusive man, nobody or no woman would want to marry an abusive man, or a man that beats his wife or at any slightest provocation. In fact, no man should beat his wife at all, not to even talk of beating her always. Also, it makes it hard for the man to get another wife to marry, or it makes it hard for the man to remarry. Also, for the woman, she is seen as a second-class citizen, or she is seen as, some people will say, after one, especially when she has given birth. Some people, it will be very hard for a man to get interested in such kind of a woman who has already been married before. Although it's still possible, but sometimes it's hard for a woman to be remarried, especially when she was married before and she has already given birth to children for her former husband. When a couple is legally divorced in the court, the father is asked to pay child support, of which, if maybe they were together, all those things, they would have been able to, pool their resources together and be able to support themselves together. But when the couple is divorced and there are children in the marriage, the father is made to pay child support, of which he doesn't pay. The court summons him and, is made to pay yearly, and you would have to work hard for such payments. In all, what we are saying is that divorce is not the right way to go. Thank you so much for listening to US TV Africa. I'll be back again with another edition of this program next week, same time, same station. My name is Miriam Brimo. Thank you.
At US TV Confirmed News, culture and entertainment, the latest information, all at US TV. Your number one internet station, US TV. The need of the best, US TV. US TV, Unity Star Television, always ahead.